It's still going live, right? Even if I change to this window, I go back to this window, it's still live. What if I do this? What if I do this? What if I change that over to this screen? I can still do stuff. Awesome! Well, anyway, I'm just gonna send out this link right now. No, wait, that's not the link. Where did I get the link from? There's the link. Copy. Send. Send. And let's see, where's that self-promotion sheet? Awesome. Gonna self-promote myself. And also I'm gonna do that on Facebook. Do that. Oops. I'm gonna do that again actually because I messed that up. All right. There we go. Anyway, hi. Welcome to my normal stream this time. It's gonna be with me as me and Kitty as Kitty, or my cat as Ho. You wanna come join? Come on. Come join me. Come join me. Come on. Come on. Yeah, this is my cat. Her name is Hello because she's hello. Just waiting a little bit for more people to come. Yeah. You're awesome. You're awesome, Kitty. I love you too. You're so cute. So cute. You're so cute. Amazing. You lose so much hair, Kitty. I don't like that you lose so much hair. That is not a good thing, is it? Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna start off because I know that let me just do this. There we go. I have a list that I was writing down of what I was going to talk about. So it seems like I have some. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 things that I want to talk about, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 listings. So I think let's do like 2 listings between each. I don't know. We'll see what we do. So first thing I want to talk about is actually this is a little bit stupid to start with, but I have actually stolen things before when I was younger. I was with a activities school kind of thing that you go to before school and after school because your parents start working and stuff, and they come pick you up when they're done. So there was this one time where this is happening every time, like every summer. The activity school, when it's not a school but your parents still work, you can go with them. They also send home a list of what they can take you on out on, like a group, you know. So there was this one time I crossed out that I wanted to go to a place in this is in Norway, so it has a real name, but it's called Hoppelopland, which is basically kind of like a kid's dream place to go to. There is jumping castles there. There is mini golf, but you have to pay extra for the mini golf. And there's also a little store there, or a little small place at the when you walk in. And they had this. There was this lady behind the counter that I didn't really get a connection with. She looked angry all the time, and it was definitely a person I do not want to go near. I'm just gonna check if my sound is okay, because my microphone down in the corner there for me says that it doesn't really hear me that well, which is a problem when I'm going to do a story time. It's definitely a problem. I'm just gonna check. Can you hear me? Come on. Don't load on me now. Yep. You can hear me. All right. But yeah. So basically, that woman just looked at me very angrily every time I walked by. And since I come from a family that never had much money, I didn't get to have some money with me, which is sad. And I was a kid, and we kids can have a lot of fun. But what's the most important is when you're having fun as a kid, you need something to drink, or else you're gonna be dehydrated. So there was this water can behind the little store thing. It was a can of water and a can of Coke. And it was just a can of Coke. There was nothing to say that you have to pay for it. So I thought it was for free. Apparently, it was not. It was not for free, because I asked the woman behind there, and she said, "Yeah, you can take the water, but you cannot take the Coke." But I have already taken some of it. So I decided to not say that and continue taking cola from the can. No one else took it, so I mean, but if it costs money, why have it in a can behind the store, like where you can't see it? I mean, and it wasn't even a letter or anything that said that this costs money, and it was right next to the water. So I mean, sure. And no one else took cola because every time I went there to take something, it was still how much it was when I left it the last time. So yeah, and there was different kind of birthday rooms there. You can have birthdays there, and there was different kind of themes in every room. Some was pirates, some was princesses, some was astronauts. It was all kinds of different. It was even a jungle room there, which was amazing to go into because when you're a kid, this is real. But it was a small room with just a long table and a bunch of chairs, so you didn't have much space to play on. But yeah, it was only for birthdays, but it wasn't blocked. So I mean, if you wanted to go in, sure. But if I remember correctly, there was one birthday party that was going on in one of the rooms, which was the princesses. Well, it's prince and princesses, of course, because it was boys there, but it was small kids, like on my age. So I opened the door and I went in and I was like, oh, oh. And the adults there were like, um, they didn't say anything because they thought I was a part of the party, but I wasn't dressed as a prince. That is maybe why they noticed I was not in the end. Because at first they were like, "Oh, it's just another one," but no, they figured out I was not a part of the party, so they were like, "No, you're not supposed to be here," and no, I was not. But anyway, to the stealing part, where I actually stole something was from the store. Because on the side, it was not in the back, it was on the side of the store. It was next to the water and the cola. It was like a little stand of gums and other things. And I actually stole gums multiple times because I didn't have any money, so I just took it. No one saw it, and I was chewing gum. When I was done, I spit it out and I stole another one. And I actually did it. I actually stole something for someone too, because it wasn't only for myself. I decided to steal some more and give it away. But I was a little kid, and this was a paradise. So I mean, I didn't have any money, so and I didn't get caught. So I mean, is it really stealing when no one really knows? Well, two of my two of my friends knew. Well, they weren't really my friends, but I mean, we took some rides together because there was this huge jumping castle where you went up a ladder kind of thing, and when you sat down at the top, you could just slide down. We were like holding hands and turning around on it, and it was so much fun. But we weren't really friends. It was just they were in the same activity school as me, so when I think about it, where was everyone else? It was only me and those two. We didn't really see anyone else, and it wasn't that big of a place. It wasn't that many jumping castles, so it was weird. They were just gone, and when we were supposed to go home, we were all in the bus just suddenly. It's it's hard to remember how it all went. I was young, so that is at least one story that I had to tell. I stole something. Um, Another thing is that I decided that I'm gonna decide to take one of those top five lists. I can take the top three one because I have a top three book series that I can take, which is only three because uh, I have read a lot of books, but most of them is books that doesn't really have a series. It's just one book of that thing. And I found out that's why I'm just gonna do top 3 and not top 5. So we can count down from 3 here, which is Fact Books series, which is a Norwegian series of books where it's all kinds of facts in it. From okay, it was just my neighbor. Um, it has everything from J.K. Rowling to like an interview with her to other expeditions and even aliens. Like if alien exists and what people have said that has supposedly meet them. Like yeah, uh, but it is every kinds of thing. I have read a lot of things there, but why I don't name much of them is that because most of them are about Norwegian famous people. Like you have maybe heard about Thor Heyerdahl, which is everyone has heard about him and his boats. And sorry, and the boat. What was the name of the boat again? From I think it was, which was a boat that was helping what's his name again to South Pole, but it was already discovered. Um, it's hard to explain since it's Norwegian. I read it in Norwegian, so it's like yeah. So it's a Norwegian book series where they have interviews, facts about famous people, famous things, and stuff. And the number 2 is actually the books of J.K. Rowling herself, which is the Harry Potter series, which is, let's see if I can remember it. We have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Phoenix Order, Order of the Phoenix, which is actually my favorite. Um, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and Harry Potter and the Death. Oh, what was it again? Oh, fuck. Was it Death Talisman or something? Oh, no, it wasn't, was it? The Deadly Hallows. Ha! That's what it is. Harry Potter and the Deadly Hallows, which is 7 books, 8 movies. The reason why I love this is because Harry Potter was such a huge big deal for me when I was younger. It was like when you first looked at the movie, it was like, "Whoa, it's magic!" And it's magic, medical creatures, magical creatures even, and other stuff that when you're a child, this is really like big for you. You want to be able to control magic when you're little. Everyone wants to. So that was why it was a big deal for me. And I have read all the books because I am a Harry Potter fan. But now to number 1, which is what I am more a fan of than Harry Potter, is actually Percy Jackson series. Let's see, it's now I have to remember the English name for because I've only read the Norwegian version of this. I have the English collection over there, but I'm not gonna. I can't read it from here. It's actually pretty dark in there because it's in my shelf, which is painted black. So it's and the light is over there, so it shines like on the side of the shelf, so I can't really see what's in the shelf. So I can't really see what it says, but I remember what it was. Kind of. So the first one is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I love the movies too, by the way, but it's not gonna be a third movie, sadly. So, well, it might be a third movie, but not with the same actors, which will then change the whole story. If you don't have the same actors, if they have different actors, it won't be the same. It was like but the first movie and the second movie, it doesn't really fit together, if you know what I mean. So yeah. So if they make it with other actors, I hope they can make a remake of one, the first and the second movie, to make it with the same actors that's probably gonna play in the third movie and fourth and fifth, because it's $5. Or if they just end it all in the movie 3. But uh, Percy Jackson 1 is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters is the second one, which is actually kind of funny because one of the actors in that movie is actually playing Richard Castle in Castle. If you have seen that series on TV, it's a cop or detective series. Yeah. And I think he's cool and hilarious, and it was one funny scene in that movie, but I'm not gonna spoil it. You can watch it yourself. You probably know what I'm thinking about when I say no, 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 don't touch that. So if you watch the second movie, remember that line because that's where the funniest part is. um, for me, at least. The third book is called Percy Jackson and either the Titan's Curse or the Curse of the Titans. I can't see from here, so I don't know. The fourth one is Percy Jackson and the. It was something about a labyrinth. I don't remember. Shit. I'm actually gonna get it. Hi, 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 hi. Let me just get the book here. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to be sued by this famous author for showing it. But let's see. The Titan's Curse is the third one. The fourth one is the Battle of the Labyrinth. And the fifth one is The Last Olympian, which is such good books. I think I can show the top of this because it's a collection and I want you to buy it if you really like Greek mythology and stuff, because I love Greek mythology. So hopefully he won't sue me for showing this off. I want people to buy your book. Books. So don't sue me, please. I'm a, I'm poor, okay? um, should I just risk it? I mean, I don't want to get sued for many millions when I don't have I don't even have $1 right now. I don't even have $1. Uh, but you know what? I'm not gonna do it in case. There we go. That's the top 3 book series. So let's see. Should we do another top 5 maybe? I mean, I'm gonna take this top 5 just to get it out of the way because this is really, really sad. The fourth one is really sad, number 4. But this is top 5 animation movies. Um, to be honest, my taste, I did not like Coco that much. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Tangled. I haven't seen Brave because I'm not a big fan of animation movies. But there is 2 movies on this list three movies on this list that I was actually forced to watch, so I don't have a choice. So I didn't really have a choice there. But I really want to watch Tangled, so don't forget that. I want to watch it. But I don't think I want to watch Brave that much. I have seen a lot of clips on it, and it's not really my style. And How to Train Your Dragon is not going to be on this list either, because I've only seen the first one, and sure, it was good, but it didn't really fall into my taste. And yeah. Anyway, so let's just take this out of the way. Top 5 animation movies that I watched. So the fifth one is actually Moana, because it's good songs in it. It's very good songs, and we have one of the best wrestlers of all time voicing one of the main characters, which is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was voicing Malawi. Yes, it really is me. It's Maui. Maui? It's Maui, right? Oh, fuck. I see what's happening here. You're face to face with greatness and mystery. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that you never can. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me. It's Maui. Maui. Put it in. He's voicing Maui, and that's why I like that movie so much. Because it has good songs. It has a good voice. One of the best wrestlers as a voice actor. He's not a wrestler anymore. He's an actor now. So, and to actually hear him sing was that was the best. To actually hear a wrestler sing that good, that well. So, Moana I was forced to watch it. I didn't really want to, but I was forced to, so I watched it. Number four, which is one of the saddest movie I've ever watched. Even even worse than the first Pokemon movie. This is a movie that messes with you, and it's Japanese, so I mean you can't really watch it in English. I think, at least I watched it in Japanese with English subtitles. But anyway, this is such a sad movie. It's really messes with you, and it's really sad. It's just sad. The whole movie is sad. When the first thing, something in the beginning happens, which is kind of sad when you think about it, and then it just keeps on getting worse into the movie because you still think about what's happening in the beginning, and then it's getting worse, and it's getting even worse, and someone tries to take suicide, and a person almost dies because he saves the girl that tries to save. Oh man, and it gets a happy ending, but it's still kind of sad to it's like, oh fuck, I watched that movie and I'm never gonna forget it, and it's just sad, and it's more sad, and just thinking about it hurts me. And it's been how long since I last watched it? I think I watched it last year. Those are dark clouds. I don't like that. No. Um. Yeah, but number four is uh called Silent Voice. Silent Voice. Um, which is I'm not gonna spoil too much if you haven't watched it and you actually want to watch it, but it's about a girl that is deaf. she can't hear anything, and she uses then what's it called? Uh, she uses her hands to talk with. You know, I know that this is bread, and this is diaper, I think, and this is the Christmas tree. Uh, I don't know. And I know that this is name. My name is how you say it, I think. But anyway, what actually hurts me about this movie is that since she's deaf, there is this main character who's a douchebag. By the way, in the beginning, when he grows up, he become nice. He become very, and she also tries to talk, but you can't really talk when you're deaf, you know. So when she tries to talk, she says something. She pronounced words differently. So there was this one time she tried to say something in Japanese, of course, but it was translated to something else. So, well, it was kind of translated right because it was about, yeah, but the rhymes didn't really fit together because if you say I love you, that doesn't sound like the moon at all. I love moon. Well, kind of, kind of sounds like it. But still, in that movie, she tries to say "I love you," but instead, for him, since he don't understand, he he thinks that she says "I love the moon," and he says, "Yes, the moon is nice," but he didn't understand, and she got sad because of that, which is hurtful. But when she comes home, she reads text messages on her phone from this guy, and she is happy. She is, you know when you lay on the bed and you just kick with your leg like this, that means you're happy, right? It means you're happy. And she was doing that, and that was just so nice. Um, uh, yes. Let me just put up that weathercast because I'm really scared of lightning. It's really dark. Clouds outside. Um, but yeah. Well, I'm safe at least. It's all the way up in Trondheim. That's where it's bad now. Yeah, you get that, Trondheim. Just don't come down here. When I think about it, you're not that far away from us. It's a way. It's a long way, but still. But anyway, yeah. So A Sound Voice is about a deaf girl that gets bullied by the main character. They grow up, they meet again, they become friends, and in the end, they become. Which is very cute. Which is very cute. Um, let's see. It's not gonna be any thunder, so you can fool me, skies, clouds. Kitty, psst, don't go in there. Psst. There you go. Come on, come here, kitty. So yeah, to continue with this stream, to not be to not take too long to finish a stream. Number 3 is Frozen because I'm not afraid to say it. I still like Let It Go. I think it's a wonderful song. It's beautiful. Don't let them in, don't let them see. But it's still, I think it's still a great song, and I think the movie's great. I really loved it, and that's the only animation movie I have watched more than once. No, actually, no, that's false. Number one here, I watched more, but just so you know. Uh, I think I watched Frozen like 5 times in one day. Because I had nothing else to do, so I was just sitting watching Frozen on the TV in my room that I had one time when I was living not here, not in the house that my mom lives in, but in Oslo when I lived there. Um, I was just sitting in my room, just clicking play. Ah, it's done. Let's watch it again. I didn't have anything else to do, and I liked the movie. I liked the songs, so I wonder what my little brother and my mom was thinking. Like just hearing the voice of the same characters again and again and again, saying the same thing again and again and again. Um, what was wrong with me that time? How can I ever? I don't even like watching movies anymore because I think I feel like it's too long. I feel like movies is too long. I like watching series, but series is actually longer than a movie if you watch the whole season. But like Supernatural, for example, my favorite show of all time. But still, I don't really like watching movies. I don't know why. Uh, don't ever take me to a cinema, ever, because I would not like that. I do not like cinema at all. So if I'm gonna watch a movie with you, we're gonna have to watch it in someone's living room, even if it's yours or mine, or I don't care, as long as it is in a living room and not in a cinema. And number two is also a movie that I was kind of forced to watch. It was just that my girlfriend at the time wanted to see this movie. Yeah, my girlfriend. Not at that time; she's still my girlfriend. So, my girlfriend wanted me to join her because there was a meeting. She was uh, a part in. She was a person in a group of other people that is furries that wanted to watch a furry movie. Yeah, you already know what movie I'm talking about. So they decided that they were going to meet up, be social, and watch a movie on cinema. And I don't like cinema, but my girlfriend kind of forced me to it. She didn't really force me, but she was like, "Can't you come, please?" And I was like, "Fine," because I love her. And it turned out that hey, it's on the second place on top 5 animation movies. So I mean, it was good that I watched it. It's a pretty good movie. I like it. I like it. And I decided to join. We watched Zootopia. There you go. Zootopia. 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 How do you pronounce it? Zootopia? Yeah, probably. Anyway, um, and I feel like they over sexualized one character there at least. But anyway, Zootopia is a great movie. A great movie. It gives you motivation. It gives you lots of it, and it learns you a thing or two about the world. Yes. And number one is not really it's not really mind blowing because I have said this before. I love Pokemon. There you go. I love Pokemon. I'm a little kid. So here, I'm gonna talk about me being in the hospital, but I'm gonna take something else first, and that is, I call this spit or bird poop because on the ground, that is. So these white, um, when you walk outside, you see some white stains on the ground, right? You see some white stains. Just it looks like gum, right? But it's not really gum. It's bird poop. If you didn't know that, when I was little, I always thought that the white thing on the ground was spit. When you spit. Um, but I was always thinking in my mind, I was always like, is this spit or is it gum? Because I also thought it was gum. But when I remember back on it, it was like I remember I saw a gum on the ground before, and it did not. It when I think about it, I was like, for stupid reason. Why did I even think about that? I saw pink gum on the ground, which was already chewed on, which was already chewed on, and it wasn't smashed into the ground like a burger is because it's flat like a pancake. But the gum wasn't because it was newly spit out, which means it could be gum. I could still have thought this was a gum, or until I knew what it actually was. Purple. But when I'm thinking back on it, I remember that when I saw white stains on the ground, I always thought it was spit. I didn't know that bird poop. That was a hiccup. I never knew that bird poops because I didn't really care about birds. I'm having a hiccup. Damn it! Why when I'm streaming? Why? Did it stop? I think it stopped. Anyway, so I didn't know it was bird poop. I didn't know that birds poops. I didn't know it was white. If I did know, but I always thought it was spit because every time someone spit, it was a white spit, liquid spit on it. What are you doing? uh, but anyway, I always thought it was spit because whenever you spit, it's a white part where you spit it. So I always thought maybe that is just spit that has been stained there, stained because the sun is warm and it stinks, right? So there was this one time, and this didn't really help me prove the point, because there was this one time it was a bunch of teenagers playing around in my neighborhood, assholes if you ask me. Yes, I can say they were assholes. They don't know who I am now. They don't remember me. If they do, they can't do shit to me, because I'm working out. Sounds so bad. But anyway, so these teenagers were playing hide and seek. There was this one place where you could hide that was like it was people living there in a house, and it has like a staircase outside of the house that leads to their doors, to the neighbor's doors. And was always when you walked up the stairs, it was kind of a wall there, and you could watch over the wall. So you could actually hide behind that wall in the second floor of the stairs, which was pretty cool. It was a hiding spot that I used a lot, but people, when we were young, people didn't know that. Hey, they might still be hiding in those spots because it's a good spot. But I always thought, always look there first. But it was a bunch of those staircases around that neighborhood, so they could be behind any of them. And you know, when you play hide and seek, we didn't really play hide and seek. We played more like something we called box and goal, which is we had a flag pole in the middle of this neighborhood, and we called it for boxen, which is if you translate it to English, it's actually the box, which is really weird since it's a pole, but we use that as the box, which is when you hide, the one that seeks after you have to keep an eye on it. Because what this game is about is that you hide. If he goes away from that spot, the box, you have a chance to run to it and punch the flagpole or just slap it and say box and goal, which means that the guy that was counting, he has to count again. But he can also take the others that is hiding, even though you still won, kind of. But anyway, just to give you the rules, because it's actually a pretty fun game. So when he is far enough away, you can start running to that place. If he sees you, he can run to the pole. If he comes before you, stops it, and say, or you can also just touch it. But we were slapping because we ran as fast as we could and just boom when we ran past it, just to show that we hit it first. Um, so if your name is, let's say your name is Josh, no, John. It's easier for me to say John. Josh actually hurts my throat a little. I don't know why. But John, let's say your name is John. If he sees you and he slaps the pole before you, he can say "Boxen går på Josh," which basically means the box is on Josh, which means that he's taken. So that means he is going to count if no one hits it and says "Boxen går," which is boxing. The box goes. Yes. Or no, boxen går vidare. The box is going on or moving on. For some reason, it's really weird. But it is more fun than hide and seek. It's not like I found you first, so you're gonna be the next to count. Prepare, bitch. It's it's not like that. You can actually be saved here by the others. That is hiding. So the goal is that the seeker is gonna take everyone on that pole, and that means that the first who got caught is going to count. And if someone says the box goes on or moving on, that means he has to count again. So there's a lot of space to hide in this neighborhood. Uh, but yeah, just to get back to the story here, I should have not made a story time live stream like I'm doing now. I'm always have to explain everything. But there was this teenager, they were playing this game. And one of the teenagers was actually hiding in that second store, behind that second store wall. And I remember he was spitting down, splash, from that wall up on second floor. So when it smashed on the ground, of course it looked like that. It was white, well, gray actually. But I didn't think about that because he was like, which is it's actually great when it hits the ground, but and I thought it has to be this bit. Next day, I walked to this spot, looking at it, and I saw it was a white spot. That made me think it was spit. And I was young. I thought, when I was thinking it's either spit, I don't know what else it could be. It's probably spit. And when I saw it, it was white. And I was like, it is spit. I knew it. What I didn't think about was that where that guy spit. It must have been a bird flying over at night, pooping, hitting right where he spit. But I didn't realize that before longer into my, later in my childhood, my teenage years, when I saw a bird poop splash. That's poop. I knew it, even though I didn't know it. I still thought it was spit. But yeah, that is the story of me thinking that a bird poop was spit before on the ground, stained spit. I'm gonna take the hospital last. Let's do another top fives. We can do two more top fives. Let's do a top five that most people wouldn't really care about. And it's characters from Mouse series. It's not from Minecraft Diaries series. It's not from. It's not from Minecraft Diaries or Dreams of Estora. This is from My Street. So I was actually running out of IDs, so I was like, you know what? Let's just do this one. So here I have a list of top 5 male characters from her series and top five female characters from Alpha series. Which we're gonna do the first one, which is gonna be male characters. If you haven't seen these series, you don't know who I'm talking about. But this is because of the voice actors and how funny they are and how well it fits with their character they're playing. Kill it! Tricked you. I'm sorry, I can't play with you. I know you missed it, but I can't. Why the fuck are you running sideways? What is wrong with you? You're a cat. Anyway, top 5 male characters. So we're gonna start with number 5, which is Travis. I'm not even gonna describe them, really. Okay, I'm gonna describe them. Travis is a white-haired boy, not in real life, but the character Travis is a white-haired boy, which started off as shy in a series called Phoenix Drop High, which is their school they went to. But when he grew up, he was more like he was one of those that goes to every girl trying to impress them. Yeah. Number 4 is Daniel, which is a werewolf. Well, yeah, and he actually becomes the Omega, which in werewolf, Omega isn't the best. I think Omega is the one that's trying to get the spot as Alpha, which is the boss of werewolves. But he becomes the Alpha, which is great because he deserves it. Get it? Stop. Stop. I always win the stare contest. She always looks away after a while. Um, Number 3 is Zane because he used to be my favorite, but It's a reason for it. He's a great YouTuber. Keston. I talked about him before. I also put him in the description of Euro Truck Simulator 2 live stream. So yeah, go check him out again. Ian is number 2, which is a werewolf that is a mean, and he plays nice, but he is actually mean. He tries to he spread rumors, and he tries he tries to become alpha by well, in the wrong way. So he doesn't do the right thing. Number 1 is actually Blaze from the same series as everyone here. Blaze is also a werewolf. He is funny. He is hilarious, and I wish for him to come back in newer series more often. Yeah, because he's funny. He's real funny. I love Blaze. Yeah, he's like a werewolf kind of surfer dude. On his way to speak, he's like, "Man, dude, that was sick, dude." It's kind of like that. So let's do top 5 female characters from her series, FMA series. So we just can cross that out. Top 5 female characters from FMA series is number 5 is Dottie, which is a werewolf. I'm just trying to go through this real quick. Which is friends with Daniel, and another one that is not on this list. And Blaze, of course. Number 4 is Lucinda, which is a witch, which has a very seductive voice, which is kind of scary, but also kind of sexy. Number 3 is Caitlin, which is kind of like a woman with a little bit of anger issues. You can say she can be very quickly mad, but she has blue hair. Blue hair. That's why she has blue long hair, and I love blue long hair. That's why she is on the 3rd place. Because 2nd place is Athma herself. Because she's the main character, and you cannot not love the main character. And number 1 is Kawaii Chen, which is a Mifwa, which is part cat, part human. Yeah. She's just adorable, childish, and has the best voice actor of all time to actually make that voice. It sounds so cute, and you cannot not like that. It's a cat girl. It's like Momo from Honey Pop, if you've seen those reviews. Yeah, you cannot not love her. She's just best. So let's go on with one of the other stories here, which is actually meeting Rybak, Alexander Rybak. If you don't know, remember who that is the guy that won Eurovision Song Contest 2010. It can't be that long ago, can it? Google. That's totally what I searched for. Google. Eurovision Song Contest win. When did he win? He won with the song Fairy Tale March 12th on 12th March 12th, yeah, 2010. performed his Eurovision 2009 winning song. Oh yeah, he won in 2009, but he was also in 2010 to be like, hey, I won last year. That's why I'm here now to just perform the song I won with. It's always like that. I don't know why even have that. But either way, he won Eurovision Song Contest in 2009 with his song Fairy Tale. I'm in love with a fairy tale, and he was playing the violin. Like, yeah, I can't play violin. But yeah, so he won Eurovision Song Contest 2009. I actually met him on something we call Spillexpo, which is basically a convention, but in English it would be like Game Expo if you translate it. So it's basically just a place where you can play games that is not released yet. You can play demos of games that is not released, that is going to be released next year. So you can play games that is going to be released next year. And that was I actually played Until Dawn before it came out. Pretty sick, yeah? I played it before everyone else, even before PewDiePie. Take that. I'm better than you now. No, but I still played Until Dawn before anyone else, which was great. It was a great game. It was a great demo, at least. And I really enjoyed it. I really did. And I was in this. It was a booth where you can stand in and play it for like 5 minutes or something. And when you walked in, the security guard who was outside clicked or he pushed a button, so it was counting down on the clock on the outside. We couldn't see the clock, but he could see the clock. That was the point. He could see the clock, so he just pushed it. And 5 minutes from now, so me and my friend, we were actually he's actually in the 4 series. There's 4 Livestream series. He's actually one of those who is supposed to move out. Stian. That's his name, Stian. We were actually in there playing together. It was fun. Because we both wanted to play it. It was 3 booths, and we decided Until Dawn. That looks on the booth. It looks like that was the most interesting. The other ones was like, nah, it looks too much old. It looks like Kings and Queens, and that is just too old. Like Kings and Queens isn't too old. I mean, like Norway still has a king and queen, but I mean, like it was like old kings and queens, like medieval stuff, having a helmet on and swords, shields, like that. And the other, I don't remember. It looked pretty boring, if you ask me. So we decided, hey, let's try this game. It says Until Dawn. Let's try it. It is the one that looks the most cool out of these 3. And we were right. It was a horror game, which was, love horror games. Get so scared that I would pee my pants, but I still love it. Until Dawn was pretty good. So, and we were actually 17 at that time. Listen to this. 17. I was 17. Stian was 16 or 15. I don't remember when his birthday was. My other friend was 16, or he just turned 17. And my other friend was 17, I think. So it was. Wait, no. No. I'm talking about wrong friends. Stian was either 16 or 17. It was a guy named Jonas, which was 17, probably, or 16. I don't know his birthday. I haven't been hanging so much with him. But he was with us because he was a friend of the others. And that's how we get to know each other. And Sindre which was 16 or 17 at the time. I think it was 17. And I was 17. I was turning 18 in 2 months from that time. Yeah. And they had a demo for Outlast VR. I don't know. I don't. Uh, I don't remember if it was Outlast 1 or 2, but I think it was the first one actually. But this was with VR. So we were like, hey, let's try that. And the security guard was like, no, 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 no. How old are you? 17, 17, 17 and 16. I think it was like that. And he was like, no, no, no. You're not old enough. Bitch, we played until dawn. And if I'm not mistaken, age rating. Let's see. In collaboration with Games Rating Authority, here's our parents' guide to Until Dawn. Rush of Blood. I know. Until Dawn game review. Let's watch it. Age 18 plus, and we couldn't play Outlast because with VR because we were 17. We couldn't even play Assassin's Creed. I'm not even joking. We could not play. Was it Black Flag or was it Unity? I think it was Unity because I wanted to play it so bad, and I knew it was 5 different Assassin's Creed Unity. um, Rated PG-13, and we were 17 and 16. But wait. This is a long time ago. So I think it was Assassin's Creed Unity. Oh, here it says 18 plus. Okay. What was this other one then? Assassin's Creed is rated PG-13 for intense violence and strong language. Assassin's Creed is rated. This is what it says. Assassin's Creed is rated PG-13 for intense violence and strong language. Intense violence, strong language. GTA 5. GTA 5 is strong language. It's intense violence. Why is Assassin's Creed PG-13 and not 18 like GTA 5? Because it's much worse than GTA 5. But you know what I mean. So it's actually wrong here. Unity. Let's check the review. Assassin's Creed Unity reviews. IGN. They know what they're talking about. Autoplay is not going to be on. Can you turn it off? I cannot turn it off apparently. Whoopsies. No, I don't want to watch it. Wait, making Assassin's Creed Unity Part 4. No, I'm not gonna watch that. Why does it say the age rating? It does not. Or is it just that I can't see because it's too far away? PC gamer, maybe. Hi, PC gamer. You want me to turn off ad block? Continue with ad blocker. I'm not gonna have any ads. What is this? Don't play the video if I get copyrighted out of this. Oh, the sound isn't even on. But isn't it? It is. You suck. um. Oh, it's because the sound is off here. Doesn't say the age on these reviews for some reason. GameSpot. Come on. Here we go, I think. What does it say? I can't see. Anyway, it did say 13, but when I clicked on when it says 13, it actually says 18. So it must have been 18 because nope. Don't give me copyright. But yeah, it said 18 when I clicked where it says 13. So 18 years old. We couldn't play it because bitch, we still played until dawn. Um, I'm gonna have to get something to drink. I'm getting real dehydrated right now. But real quick, let me just finish this one. It was let's see, Assassin's Creed Unity was 18 years old. I think it was Unity. I don't remember if it was Black Flag or Unity, but it was 18 years old. At least that's what the security guard said. But when he was gone, there was kids that was at least 12 or 11 years old playing that game. And we couldn't? That kid is obviously 11. You hear his voice, you see how small he is, and he even was with his mom or dad. That didn't even care about him. That was over there. Well, he was. But anyway, so that was bullshit. So me and Jonas was actually the only one left because we took a lot of pictures with cosplayers too. Very, very cosplayers with much less clothes than. Uh, and we got to take pictures with them, and yeah. But me and Jonas was the only one left because, well, not the only one from the whole expo, but the only one from our friend group because we was four. But Stia and Sindra, they went like halfway through it, and we were there until it closed. So we were there double the length as they were there. So we got to take pictures with some YouTubers, cosplayers, and in the end, here is the highlight of the story. There he was. No, he didn't play the song, but he was on stage earlier. He said he was a huge gamer, and he was playing Super Mario on his violin, like and it was so cool to hear music from games you have played on a violin from world's. I don't know if it's the world's best. I mean, we have Lindsey Sterling. I mean, Lindsey Sterling is better, but Alexander is Norway's best. Okay, and he was like, I met him, and I was like, me and Jonas was like, we have to ask him quick. And we asked him, he was like, "Can I take a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah, but be quick because I have a train to get to." And we're like, "Hey, we're gonna be quick." So we both took a picture with him, and it was awesome. And I wish I had the picture, but I don't. If I had it, I would have showed you it. But yeah, I don't have it. I can ask Jonas if he still has it because he might actually have a picture of him and Alexander, not me. But if he has me too, if he took it with his phone, I don't know, and sent it to me, if he deleted it, whatever. But at least if I can get his picture and if I'm allowed to show it on YouTube in a video, I will put that picture in there to be like, this is it. This is how the picture with me also was, but I was on the other side because he was standing on this side of Rebecca. On this side. So yeah, no, he was standing on this side. That side. Yeah. Okay. Mirrored. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I met him and got to take a picture with him. Good job. You met one of the best, Norway's best violin player ever. I can't say the world. I mean, Lindsay Sterling is better, but she's also like she hasn't played Super Mario on violin, but she has played Zelda. She has played Skyrim. She's played Assassin's Creed again. Yeah, she's great. I really want to meet Lindsay Sterling though. Damn, getting her autograph and actually taking a picture with her. I would go crazy. But yeah, I got his autograph. That is the story. And we played Little Big Planet 3. Or he played. I played Last of Us. So yeah, meeting him. Cross that out. Now we're gonna do another top 5. Only one. And then we're gonna do the last story and the last top 5. I guess I'm just gonna take both top 5s now and just do the last story as the last. So one of them is top 5 musicals I only like because of the music or haven't seen them yet. Here is number 5, and number 1 is because it's actually musicals I like. Not really the 5th one. The first one is a musical that I really like, which is a movie. I really like it, but it's on first place of top 5 musicals I only like because of the music or haven't seen it yet. This is not because of the music. This is because of the movie itself. It's a great movie. It's great songs. Yes, it is, but it's a great movie too. So top 5 musicals I like or haven't seen yet. We could just call it that. But this number 5 is actually because of the songs. It's actually kind of catchy. And that is number 5 is High School Musical Trilogy. All 3 of them. I took all 3 of them in one because the third one has maybe the best music from this first and second one. I mean, the first one and the second one has good songs, but the third one has more good songs. Number 4 is one I haven't seen. It's a theater. It's not a. It's based on a movie, but I want to watch the theater version of it, which is called Heather, which is I can't really explain what it is because I don't really know. I have heard a lot about it. I've heard songs from it. I want to see it, but I haven't seen it yet, and it has great songs. What you waiting for? Step into my candy store. Dead girl walking. Number 3 is also one I can't really explain because I have only heard songs from it, and I actually really want to see it because I've heard about it a little. And yeah, and I also learned a little more about it on Kahoots when I'm playing with my girlfriend. We played Kahoots. And we did musicals. We did Heather, Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen. That's number 3. Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, we've been way too out of touch. It has been crazy, and it sucks that we don't talk that much. But I should tell you that I think of you each night. I rub my nipples and start moaning with delight. That's so funny. I kind of want to watch it. And in fact, and another song that I actually heard is he said, "There's nothing like your smile, subtle, subtle, and perfect and real." And he said, "You never knew how wonderful that smile could make someone feel." And he knew whenever you get bored, you scribble stars on the cuffs of your jeans. I'm just moving my hand up and down because he was playing guitar. I can't play guitar, but I'm just gonna pretend. And he noticed that you still fill out the quizzes that they put in those teen magazines. I can't play guitar. It's actually it's actually 12:46 a.m. um, if I could tell her everything I see. If I could tell her how she's everything to me, but we're a million worlds apart. It's a great song. It's from the same musical. It's from the Dear Evan Hansen. Is it still outside? No, it's just my plants. I have plants. Um, Flowers, not plants. But yeah, Dear Evan Hansen has great songs, and I kind of know a little about it, and yeah, it makes me want to watch it. So number 2 is actually one that I will probably get hate for. Is Hamilton. I haven't seen Hamilton yet. I've seen a lot of it. I've seen clips of it. I have seen the musical parts of it. I have seen a little bit of it, but there's not much talking of it in it. It's just singing mostly. It's only singing, actually. The whole musical is like 2 hours with only songs, 3 hours with only songs. How do you do that? I'm getting tired in my mouth by talking for just an hour. Actually, yeah, 1 hour and 23 seconds. Minutes. 1 hour and 23 minutes and 36 seconds. Now it's not 36 seconds. Now it's 40 seconds. Um, but yeah, I'm actually busy tomorrow, so I should go to bed. Are you hanging there? Yes, you're hanging there. Right. Perfect. Yeah. Number 1 is this is the movie I was talking about. This is a movie I really like. It has great songs, but it's a great movie itself. And since I love this character, I never really loved him before. But if you think about it, who plays Wolverine in X-Men? Hugh Jackman. What is most of his roles in movie? Badass roles. He's badass. He's fighting. He's so cool. And in this movie, he's singing and dancing. The one person you think is only badass is actually singing and dancing. without beard. The Greatest Showman. Best movie. I have to say that it's actually probably number 1 or 2 of favorite movies of all time because it's such a great movie. So yeah, let's do one more top 5, the last top 5, and then we're gonna do the last story. So this is top 5 sodas because I didn't have any more. I these. Um, so I was thinking, should I just buy every kind of soda that is on this list, on like these 5 sodas on this list, just to show them off? But then I figured that 2 of them is actually not here in Norway, and yeah. So number 5, Sweepers Lemon. It's I don't know how you pronounce it. I say sweepers, whatever. It's more sodas than one, so that's why I said Sweepers Lemon, because it's the lemon one I like the most. It's not as big as these bottles, like this Coca-Cola bottle I have right here. A little bit of Coca. I can't drink that. This is old, but I just have it here. It's actually not old. It's from today, but it's actually from yesterday. But I can't drink when it's been out of the fridge for too long. I don't know why. I just can't. But this is 1.5 liter, if you can see here. 1.5 liter, because it's, I know it's mirrored, but you can probably read backwards, right? So 1.5 liters, because here in Norway we don't have 2 liters, which is what I'm coming to. When I get to the number 2 one, I'm just gonna rant a little bit. So Sweepers Lemon is not as big. It's kind of like a little bit smaller, but I wouldn't say it's 1.5 liters. Maybe 1.4, 1.3. I don't know. So Sweepers Lemon is a lemon soda, if you didn't know, which is actually very lemony. That's a good thing. Which I can't really explain it that much. It's just on my 5 spot because, yeah. Number 4 is my trusty. I actually wrote that down. I didn't say pear soda. I said my trusty pear soda, which I actually do have here. This is old. It says brus, which is soda in Norwegian, or pop if you're from Canada. I think. And it says pie smoke, which is pear taste. It's also 1.5 liters, and it's pear taste. And I like it. So that's why it's on this list. Number 3 is actually a soda you can't really get here in Norway. I don't know. I don't think you can get it in any country other than Sweden. It's called Single. It's kind of like a Swedish Fanta, but way more sweet, way more, maybe not way more sweet, but it's more orange taste to it. Like if you drink Fanta and drink Single, it's like, oh my god, the Single is way better orange taste in it. It's just so good. It tastes more natural than Fanta. It's so good. It's so good. So it's basically Swedish Fanta, but better than Fanta. Number 2, here is the rat. Mountain Dew. Small bottle. Because here in Norway, we don't have 2 liters of these. Sorry, kitty. I didn't hit you, but it was close because you jumped out of it because it's on the bottom. So I told you. It's okay. I have another bottle here, and actually I have a. Oh no, that's all. I have lots of these bottles somewhere in this house. Yeah, why do I have lots of these bottles? Because they don't have 2 liters of these. Please sell this in Norway. So there is this guy on Facebook, on a gaming site, on a gaming group where I'm part of, because I wanna, hey, I'm a gamer, big gamer, bigger than any one of you in this group. um, and that means I don't have much money. So people may think you're not a real gamer because you don't play all the new games coming out like we others do. Well, that's the reason for it. I play games all day, every day. I I don't even go out. I go out to get these. That's all I do. These, uh, these, these, and I'm going to my mom once in a while to eat. Today, I went to a fast food store and bought this, which is a kebab, and possibly I'm gonna eat that tomorrow too, because my mom isn't home tomorrow. And I ate this because when my mom called, hey, it's dinner. Well, I actually ate the hot dogs, the sausages that I have in my fridge, so I'm not really hungry. Okay, then you need to buy food for your own. Yes, and I bought this, and I'm probably gonna eat that tomorrow too. Because what can I make food with here? I can make food with pasta, macaroni. That's all I have. I can't only eat macaroni. Come on, that's not good. I could eat it with mustard. This is mustard. In Norway, this is what mustards look like. And it's called pølsesennep. Well, mustard is actually just sennep, but this says pølsesennep for hot dogs. But it's not only for hot dogs. You see, it's a picture of a hot dog there, but it's not only for hot dogs. You can use this on everything that mustards go on. But yeah, back to my rant. So yeah, I'm a bigger gamer than you. That's why I don't have money. I don't do anything to get the money. I play video games on YouTube. Do I earn money from it? No. Why? Because everyone does it. Everyone. Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Call Me Kevin, MJTV, Avmal. Every single YouTuber plays games or vlog and make money out of it. I decided I want to be the only YouTuber that play games on YouTube but not earning money. Which is why I probably should have more subscribers by now. Because I mean, I don't get money from it, so I'm the best YouTuber. People out there is like, you only do this for money. Well, they can't write that to me. If I see that comment on one of my videos, you only do it for money, I'm gonna be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I don't even earn money. Because I'm gonna be the only YouTuber that doesn't earn money by making these videos. But anyway, back to the rant again. So that's why I don't get money enough to buy new games, other than Laser Fear 2, because I had to do that one. I had to just be like, Mom, just give me money, please. And yeah. And so there was this one person on this group saying that if you don't drink 2 liters of Mountain Dew and eat a package of Doritos, you're not a real gamer. That is false. Don't listen to people like that. It's not of what you eat and drink. It's what you do. You are a gamer if you play games a lot. That makes you a gamer. Well, not if you punch through your computer and destroy your laptop. Or get so mad you destroy things. Like, well, you're still a gamer, but
I haven't really broken anything. I've said before on my video that I have broken something before, and I haven't really broken anything. Not anything big. Like Markiplier broke his chair out of rage. He threw it into the wall. That's not usually what gamers do. But remember, gamers can also destroy things, but rarely. Markiplier destroyed his chair one time. One time. But anyway, he's still a gamer. It's not what you eat and drink. If you don't have 2 liters of Mountain Dew and eat a pack of Doritos while you're gaming, you're not a real gamer. That's wrong. You are a real gamer if you play games. A lot. Not what you eat and drink. And besides, what you just said means that people in Norway aren't really gamers. People in Sweden aren't really gamers. People in Denmark aren't really gamers because we don't have 2 liters out of this. Well, Sweden might actually have it. But last time I was in Sweden on a big shopping center, I did not see 2 liters of these. I haven't seen that ever. Those times I've been in Sweden and Denmark. I didn't see 2 liters of these. And no, I haven't just been over the line from Norway to Sweden. I haven't only been there. I have been in Sweden, like in Sweden, not on the line between Norway and Sweden. I have been there too, but in Sweden, like in the middle. Oh, but you get what I'm saying. I have been in Sweden. So yeah, that made me mad because we don't really have 2 liters out of these, and we don't really have Doritos either. Like we do have Doritos, but it's not the same Doritos as you'd think. If you eat Doritos here and wherever it is from, America, I don't care. If it's from America and you eat Doritos there, well, you might feel a big difference because it's not the same here as it is there. But yeah, now over to number one. You may think this was the number one soda. No. There is one more soda we don't sell in Norway. So we do sell it in Norway actually, a few places. In bottles. I do not want it in a can. I want it in bottles, in this kind of bottles, or 2 liters, which we should have, but we don't. And there is only a few stores that sell it. Not every store. A few. Dr. Pepper. But it's only in cans and these kinds of bottles, not 2 liters, because Norway sucks. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Norway. You suck. You have 1.5 liters of soda, or 1.75. No, 0.75. $500 milliliters. How many liters is that? $0.75. I'm just gonna say 0.75. I was trying to throw it on a t-shirt and it did hit the t-shirt, but still made damn sound. Come on, Norway. You should have 2 liters of Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew. You can't just sell a small bottle and not even sell 1.5 liters of it. Come on. Get your shit together, Norway. Get us some fucking 2 liters. That's my rant. Dr. Pepper is number one. I love Dr. Pepper when I first drink it.
Now to the last story. The last story in the stream. I'm going to talk about when I was in the hospital for lung inflammation. I think it's called. Lung inflammation is deadly. Well, you can fix it pretty easily, but it can be deadly too. So there was this one time I was home, I was sick, I was just coughing. Let me just fucking drink because I can't tell the story without drinking. No way! Get us fucking 2 liters and just not 1.5. Give us 2 liters. Asshole. This is normal cola, by the way. It's just a cheaper version of it. I know I always do that. I give myself a glass of cola, and before I put it in the fridge, I drink from it and put it in, and yeah. So this is going to be an example because this 1.5 liters, which we should have 2 liters of, plays a big role in this story. I have been talking very fast. I have been going off track many times, but I hope you're still here. This is the most important story that I'm going to tell you today and ever. This is the most important story. So I really hope you appreciate this story, and I hope you appreciate me for being here today. I was starting off normal sick, coughing, coughing, and fever. So it started off as normal influenza, flu. That's what it is in English. Started off with the normal flu, nothing dangerous. I'm going to the doctor. He said there's nothing to worry about. Get him to bed. He's gonna be better in a few days. Then it got worse. It got to the point where I threw up everything I ate. I ate, threw up. My mom bought me then this as something to drink. Because when you're sick and you don't eat, you always throw up what you're going to eat. It kind of didn't give me any other choice. And you can live without food for a very long time as long as you drink. And this may be hard to believe because someone thought I was lying, but I have proof from doctors, from nurses, from a hospital, from the whole hospital actually, because our neighbor that we lived before we moved here, we lived next to a neighbor that was on the hospital on the room next to mine when I was on the hospital, which is crazy. It wasn't her, it was her child, but she was there taking care of her child. I was there with my mom because she was taking care of her child, which is me. So it's kind of funny that we were neighbors and we were also neighbors at the hospital. Which is what? That is never tell me the odds on Reddit right there. Maybe I'm gonna post this on Reddit. Me and my neighbor, we were even neighbors at the hospital. Maybe we can sparkle read it. That will be That would be oh my God. That would be my dream. But anyway, my mom bought me this to drink, so I didn't get dehydrated. I got dehydrated. Yes. I tried to drink, but what was my problem was that when I was laying in bed and my doctor said I was going to get better in a few days, when it actually got worse, it evolved. My flu evolved into lung inflammation. I was coughing real bad. I was only sleeping, waking up, using the toilet, go back to sleep. Did you hear what I said? Sleep, wake up, go to the toilet, go back to sleep. What did I miss? Drinking. Since I stopped eating because I only vomited it up. I didn't have eating disorder. I was eating. I didn't do this and threw up. No, I ate later on that day. Out. Came out of this hole, which I don't like. I hate throwing out. That is like every time I feel like I'm getting sick, like I have to throw up. I'm like, no, please, go the other way. Go out my ass instead. Yes, I'm actually like that. So it sounds like I have a fear of it, but I don't think I have a fear of it. But it's like, don't throw up. But either way, so this, look at this and think this is filled up, completely filled up. Okay, I actually I put it in a fridge. I should have shown that before I put it in a glass and drank from it, but it was filled up all the way up here. Okay, completely filled. Mom bought this, gave it to me. In the span of 2 weeks, okay, if you don't drink in less than 3 days, you will be dead. You will die. You need to drink something before 3 days has passed, or 2 days actually, because less than 3 days, you will die. You can survive long without food. You can survive from 2 to 3 weeks without food. Drinks, you can't survive more than 3 days. Maybe not even more than 2. Less than 3 days. This was filled up in 2 weeks. I drank so much in 2 weeks. People didn't believe me because they said, well, you should be dead by now. I was. Well, I wasn't really dead, but I was close. I was dehydrated. I slept, and I slept, and I slept. You know what I mean when I say slept? I was not waking up. One time I was lucky waking up, going to the toilet. I felt like I had to pee, but nothing came up. I called my mom. Mom, I can't pee. And that's when mom realized, fuck, he's getting real sick. Then, this is the best part of this story, actually. My mom worked at a kindergarten that time. The boss of the kindergarten, the leader of the kindergarten, heard that and said, "You are going home." But my mom thought, "I'm not going to get there in time. I'm taking the bus. But we'll stop many places before I reach him." He said, "Oh, you're gonna get in my car, and we're gonna drive you home." My mom's boss drove her home over the speed limit just to get to me. Isn't that the best boss ever? Like, he knew me. Well, he didn't actually know me. He met me once, maybe two times. He actually fixed me a job at a kindergarten when I was at school, and the school had like, these days you're going to go to work instead of going to school. You know, that thing. Uh, I actually got a kindergarten space because him, because of the boss. He was like, I own two. Well, he was the leader of two kindergartens, but he was never on the kindergarten I was working on, really. But he was the leader there, so he was rarely there, but he still was the leader of it. So he got me a spot there, but I never saw him. He saw me once or twice because I was with mom once at the kindergarten, I think. And let's say he liked me and my mom. He was very nice. So he drove mom home, but he had to get back to work. So I understand him. He had to drive back because he's not really allowed to do that. He's the leader, yes, but he's still not allowed to leave the kindergarten and drive someone of the employees or workers home. That's not the job. So he had to go back, drive back. My mom went into the room and she saw this. She saw how little I drank. And she saw me just laying there, be like, I wasn't dead, no, but I wasn't breathing. Well, I was breathing. I wasn't, what's it called? When you're so dehydrated that your skin starts to crumble a little. Yes, my skin actually started to crumble, believe it or not. And mostly my lips, but that's because I didn't drink much. And it kind of got over here and over there and up and down. So it looked like it looks like if you just did this, you get my skin. It looked like it. It wasn't like that, but it just looked like it. So I was getting really, really dehydrated. So my mom saw the Coca-Cola bottle and she was like, I wish I could have seen that before. So I knew that we could go to the hospital. So we called a taxi, and that is douchebag taxi. This is douchebag taxi. This is the taxi driver that tried to kill me. Literally. And remember when I said I didn't eat or didn't drink more than this? I still threw up in the taxi car. I was throwing up in one of those, when you get those small boxes. I was throwing up in these in the car, in the backseat with my mom. And the taxi driver actually, I know the way to the hospital. Sorry, I farted. I know the way to the hospital because I have driven there with my dad before, not because we're going to the hospital, we're going past it or stuff like that, right? So I knew that the hospital was up that way. It was the highway, and it was a way that goes this side and up there. That is the way to the hospital. He drove this way, and then he turned far, far over in that direction. He turned, drove this way. That way was a way up this way that goes around over the way and still towards the hospital. He passed it again. And then, far, far that way, we turned, drove this way again. But then we drove up. I couldn't say anything because either I was throwing up or I was too dehydrated to talk. I couldn't talk because if you talk, you get more dehydrated. So I couldn't really talk, because if I talked, I might have died. And the taxi driver mom didn't say anything because she didn't know. I knew. When I got to the hospital, I when we arrived at the hospital, I didn't have to wait. We went into the room. There's two rooms. There is where you have to wait. You say, "Hey, I need an appointment." Blah 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 blah. Blah. And there's a room where you can just go straight in if it's really bad. And this was really bad. This was SOS. We went in, said what was going on. She was like, "Go in there. I'm gonna get you a doctor." We got a doctor. We actually got one of the kids' room. I was a little younger, but I wasn't really a kid. But hey, it was an okay room. It was a small room, but it was a room with TV, with boring channels. We did not have Disney Channel or Cartoon Network. No, we had the boring channel I call NRK1, which is the main Norwegian channel that has been on the TV for the last how many years since TV was invented. And yeah, what's going on there? Nothing interesting. Maybe for adults, not for kids. So I got in there. Doctor came in after looking at the reports and stuff from what we said. Dehydrated, he vomits every time he eats, he didn't drink anything, he's really dehydrated. Yeah, it seems like he has lung inflammation. We can fix that, don't worry. But if you have, if, and what he ended with is that you're lucky you came here today. Because if you would have come here tomorrow, you would have been dead. Listen to this. Doctors, they don't use the word dead unless you're really dead. Like, they don't say the word death unless it's really, really urgent. So he said, if you decided to come here tomorrow instead of today, we couldn't save you. You would have been dead. And he was serious. He was like, you would have been dead. So you're lucky you came here today. We're going to fix you right up. What happens there was the best time of my life. Also the worst. Best time because well, let's take the worst time first. The worst thing was that I had to have a huge ass pipe in my arm, connected to one of those things you can walk with. When you're old, you need like this into your arm. I felt like I was old. I was literally holding this walking to the toilet like an old man because I almost couldn't walk. And when it doesn't pump, what this thing does is that it's pumping in liquid so you don't die. Liquid that I got into my arm because I didn't drink or eat. So I got it through my arm, got it in my veins, fixed me up pretty quick actually. And when that was over, the doctor was like, I'm just going to turn it off for now, which is still going to have it in, but you don't need more liquid now. You seem fine. I don't know what he does, but I think he either unplugs it or he just. I think he screws or something, like he just turns something and it's just locked. doesn't come anymore. But I still had it in my arm, which is kind of weird because I couldn't really see really see the wound from the plate. It makes a hole in your arm here. In You see how hard that is? Do you know how hard it is to put a picture or put a nail in a hard wall that is literally hard, like you can't punch the spike in or whatever. You can't screw anything in there. That's how hard this is. But still, they put in a fucking pipe. So my hand was a little open hole here, but I couldn't see it somehow. And the pipe was see-through, so I still couldn't see it. And if I remember right, when they took it out and put something over it, they actually took a piece of those white things. What's it called again in English? You know what I mean? Those white small balls that they put on and tape. They took tape around and then dragged it out and taped it. So I couldn't really see the hole. But the thing is, when I took it off earlier that day, it was gone. So I never saw the hole, which is kind of weird for me. Sorry. But either way, this was also before Christmas, so I'm happy that this happened before Christmas. So I had to take a lot of blood tests where they put needles in your arm, like right here, which you should know. I'm gonna do this on Wednesday. It's actually Tuesday today because it's over 12 o'clock. It's literally 1:27 a.m. Oops. Either way, I have a lot to do tomorrow, but yeah, in one day, tomorrow, Wednesday, it's Tuesday now, but Wednesday, I will go to the doctor. Blood tests. Yay, and vaccine. And maybe also a cocaine, which is hard things. But either way, I hate getting needles in here now because of all bad needles I had to put in. Those needles, blood test, blood test, blood test, blood test, blood test at the same fucking place. It was like, yeah, you're gonna just feel a little bit of, there you go. Now we're just gonna take some blood. Thank you. They were really nice. They were really, really professional at what they did, and it was a pretty young lady, very pretty. Reminded me of someone at TV, but at TV she was way younger. They just had the same eyes. They had the same face. Wasn't fully Norwegian. Like she could have been fully Norwegian from Norway. She could have been born and raised here, but her family, you know, she looked a little bit like an Asian, but not too much Asian. But she looked so nice, and she was so nice, and it was also a male one. That was there sometimes if she couldn't do it, it was the male one. No problem with him either. But they took tests, and when they're done, they take the needle out, and you get a little bit of a little small red dot there that they just put them. There you go. So you feel great now. Yeah. Now you have a little bandage there. Then they come back later that day. Oh, the hole is still there. Let's put it in that hole. What? It sounds even worse when you're gonna put it in the same hole you already made. It sounds way worse, but they didn't do it on the same all the time. But I had a lot of like, you can't see it now. This is a long time ago, but it was like red dots all over here. So that was a bad part, and that is why I'm scared of needles and blood tests. Basically, needles isn't that scary. Needles, when it comes to
Blood test. Do we have a bottle of blood? That scares me. Um, uh, anyway, so yeah, that is the bad thing. The good thing was that my mom pushed me in a wheelchair, which is, you may think that that's not that cool, is it? It was actually fun for me. Maybe not for you, because maybe some of you is born like that and you have to sit in a wheelchair because you have bad feet. Um, but don't worry about it. But I liked it because I've never been in a wheelchair before, and sitting in a wheelchair being pushed by my mom because I'm weak, that was fun. So we unplugged the thing, so we still had the thing in my arm, but it was unplugged, so it was just from here up to here. It was unplugged, so I didn't need to drag this with me down while my mom pushed me. But my mom pushed me down, and that's where I read my first book of Diaries of a Wimpy Kid. That was the first book, and I was like, well, I like this series. The second book I actually got when I came home. Believe it or not, that was quick. My sister actually gave me that as a present, just till I came home from the hospital. That is really nice of my sister, getting the second book when I read the first one at the hospital when I was younger. I'm gonna tell more about that later. My mom pushed me in a wheelchair. I got my first book of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I read it. My mom also bought the third one, I think. So I think I read the third one before the second one. I think. I'm not sure. But the story doesn't really connect, does it? Mm, and I've only read book number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I know it's like 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't care. But I have, sorry, I am 22 years old. I have grown since that time. So I don't really read it anymore. But I kind of want to read the other ones too. But anyway, so I also got my first really, really lovable plushie that I gave to my girlfriend because she loves it. And it's cute to think about it because my girlfriend loves plushie, and it's cute to think about that she's actually taking care of him because I have grown away from him. I still love him. I still talk to him sometimes when I'm with my girlfriend. Um, and I still care for him. It's just that I don't sleep with plushies anymore. My girlfriend does. I know. So yeah, but it was my first plushie that I really loved. Like I had a bunch of plushies before when I was younger. I had a Pikachu, I had a Charmander. Even this plushie beat them. It was a moose, and my mom thought about calling him something like Brave, maybe, because you're brave doing this, or something. But then I decided to call him Trofast, which is sorry to ruin this beautiful moment, but I need to know what it is in English. Um, which is basically faithful. I decided to call him faithful. I think that is what it is. It means faithful, at least. And I mean, you shouldn't trust translate, which I just used, but I'm going to trust it for now and since it means faithful. Um, and he is still with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend loves him. And my girlfriend has a bunny, just the same size that I got her later on, which she said that is
Faithful's girlfriend. So he has a girlfriend there too. Yeah. We call her Tuning, which is basically just a funny name for it. It's actually translated to idiot. But it's in a fun way. In Norwegian, we have a fun way to call people idiot, in a fun way, in a cute, funny way. So it's kind of weird to say idiot in English. So I don't think English has a word for this. But for the cute, funny way. Um, so yeah, and that plushie helped me through this. The worst part about the blood tests, all the tests I had to take, and the next day, my mom had to go for a meeting. I don't remember for what, but it was for some kind of meeting. And while my mom was gone, the doctor, or not the doctor, but people that works at the hospital, the nurse was actually one of them. She came in with food, little walk-in thing, just placing it there. Take this on the little table. We got a small little round table there, and she put food there, and it was fish. For those who don't like, it was actually fish cakes, if I don't remember wrong. Um, and she was like, "You don't have to eat if you don't want to, like you should." And I will be back in a few. So she walked away, um, and she had two. Like she gave me two plates, one for my mom, one for me. But my mom wasn't there, and I called her even when she was in the meeting. But she knew that if I called, she had to go out of the meeting to take this because I was sick. I had lung inflammation. Come on. Mom took it. Yes, I'm in a meeting. What is it now? And guess what I said? I ate a full plate of fish cakes, and I have not thrown up. So now you may think this is going just up. Yes, it's just going up. It's just going good from this one. The third day, my dad come to visit while my mom was gone. My mom was also, I think she was on a meeting that day too. I don't remember. But I was sleeping and I woke up and I saw my dad just sitting by my bed looking at me and sipping coffee. I was like, Dad, hey, son. uh, and he has this on his chin. He had this green thing that you take in front of your mouth when you're sick and stuff and you don't want it. Yeah. So my dad, because he had to have this around his mouth when he was going out from my room, because if I somehow infected him, he had to go with this just to go out to get some coffee. Because he took it off and he was like, I'm just gonna get some coffee. And one of the nurses was like, no, you gotta put it on. You can't infect us others. If you have been in that room, you might be infected, and you have to wear that when you're going out. Because he was staying at the hospital to get some coffee, you know. So they were afraid that he would infect. But why? If you think, why can't he take it off? I mean, he will have to take it off to get out of the hospital. Yeah, but that means he's getting out. He was actually staying here to get some coffee too, right? So he was still staying at the hospital, which means if you don't leave, you gotta wear it. You can't infect other sick people to make them more sick and maybe even die, you know? So that was the reason. Support my dad. I was like, okay, get something to wear. But not in when he was inside the room with me. And that dinner came. I don't remember what it was that day, but I remember the fourth day was
was it was potatoes and what is it in English? Meatballs? Wasn't meat cake? I don't remember. But it was something like that with brown sauce. But the brown sauce wasn't really that good, so we asked if we could take it with us. So I didn't really eat that much of that. And she was like, "We're gonna have to go now, so can we just take it with us because we were leaving the hospital?" Yay! The fourth day, I was done. I got antibiotics, and I got to go home. When I came home, on the table, on the kitchen table, I have two big sisters. The one was still home. She was home. That is good. She was home. The oldest sister had something for me. She wasn't there. She lived in her own home, but she was home at our home before we came there. Put this on the table. It was a big. This is actually the longest story. Uh, this was a big paper bag, and I looked up inside it, and I was like, "Really? This is for me?" Second book of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I was actually excited to read because I already read the first one. I think I also read the third one completely done before I get the second one. But either way, I didn't know how it was. I read it on the book. It says what book is the next, and when I read the third one, I didn't really know what kind of book that was because that was not the second one. Because I looked in the end of the first one. This is not the second one. The second one is called, but the second one was actually home. And in that it said the third book, and I was like, I have that book. That's the third? Wow. How many is it? Oh my god, it's 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just kidding. But anyway, and also there was a Christmas soda in it, which was in a glass bottle, which is the best. But now we're not buying those anymore because now they have in Norway. You know, when you buy something, they have this thing here that you can put in a machine and you get those money back. You can't do that with glass bottles anymore, which angers me. Because I don't know why, actually. I would still buy it. My mom won't buy it. She's like, no, it's not okay to buy it and then not get your money back like you do with everything else. You don't really get your money back, but you get like 1 norske kroner, Norwegian money back. Which is not even half a dollar in USA. So yeah, but yeah. So that was it for my story time. And I got something else too. I got like probably chocolate or something. I don't remember, but it was a paperback with stuff in it. So yeah. And also, my Christmas ended with the last 2 antibiotics. And that is like shit. You destroyed the perfect Christmas evening with the 2 last pills that you have to take. And they were big. It was like, if you're gonna swallow this, you better be opening your throat a little. No, it wasn't that big, but it was pretty big. So me being a small little boy with a small throat. But anyway, that was story time with me. And that is the most important story ever. There's many people who knows it, but there's also many who doesn't know it, which I hope they know now. It's really important to know about it. It was literally the day I tricked death. basically. I tricked him. I was almost dying. I could have died. If I came one day after, I would have been dead. I'm happy that I couldn't pee that day that I had to call my mom. Because if I could have peed, I probably wouldn't notice it. I would have been dead. Thanks to the doctors, nurses, and everyone that helped me. And thanks to my sister for those things I got. I don't think I ever thanked you. So thank you, even though you're not watching this. But thank you. At least now I said thank you. So people here, is witness to this. So yeah, this is the most important story, which I hope most of you have been sitting through the whole video till this part, or maybe just skip and be like, "Oh, this is the most important story." You gotta listen to the whole story. This is most important story for me because this was the day I could have died. I could have been dead. I couldn't been here today talking about this. I couldn't been here at all. I would have been dead. I wouldn't live in this house. I don't think my mom would have lived in that house over there, somewhere there. I wouldn't have ever experienced having a girlfriend. My girlfriend is the best girlfriend ever. I kind of saved her too. She came together with me instead of another one who was actually an abusive asshole. So I'm happy that she chose me and not him. They never really met, but even though they didn't met, they were like, "Hey, you want to be together?" No, I don't think so. Maybe later. I don't know. Haven't met you yet. And then she met me, and it was like match. So I kind of saved her from an abusive asshole because we later learned that he was an abusive asshole. Um, but anyway, so I kind of saved my girlfriend from that. I took her virginity. She took mine. I took her first kiss. Yeah. So yeah, I'm at that point where I'm tired. That's why I'm starting to talk about sex. Damn it. So I should end this right now. Before I end though, I want to thank you for watching. If you have been sitting through this whole stream, listening to the most important story of my life. If you want more story times or top 5, top 10s, top 3s, whatever, you can comment that. I might make some more in the future if I remember other stories to talk about. I have still a lot of stories to talk about, which is funny for me. Maybe not for you because this is in Norwegian, and if you turn Norwegian thing into English or English into Norwegian, it's not that funny. But it's not funny to talk about it when you weren't actually a witness to it, because it is way more fun to actually witness this than hearing someone talk about it. But yeah, I'm going to talk about it either way, probably. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been a long stream. Story times and stuff, So right now I'm going to end it. I'm going to watch some YouTube. I'm going to go to bed. It's not really dark outside anymore. Well, it is dark. Look, it's still. Look at this. No, I can't do that. Sorry, my TV is too much. Computers, I can't do too much. But you see the outside there. That is the sky. It is a heart. It's my heart. That is hanging there. You can put a light in it and well, it won't spin around unless you push it, but you can have like a living light in it. glowing, you know. Anyway, you look, it isn't that dark, and it has been this the whole night. It is dark, yes, it is, but it's not completely black like in some countries. In some countries, at night it's completely black, just completely. Um, but yeah, this is light without stars. There's not stars on this sky right now. Maybe behind the clouds because it is some gray clouds, and it's over there is more light than what I showed you because of the it's cloudy here, but not over there. Um, and it has been this the whole night, and it's now 1:50 a.m. Soon 2 a.m. and it's still like this, and it's still gonna be like this, and then it's gonna be lighter again. So I don't really need to take the curtains in front, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's night. I don't want people to look at me, go past and be like, "Hey, it's nighttime, and there's a guy having the light on, and I can see his head on the couch. Is he sleeping on the couch? It seems like it. Oh, he's in his boxers." No, I don't want that. They should probably close those curtains. Even though it doesn't get darker. It has actually been darker than this in the beginning of the stream. It started to get darker, and then it stopped, and it became a little bit lighter, and that's how it is now. It's probably going to be a lot more lighter this night, and then turn today. When I'm actually going out, I need to go now. Yeah, thank you, and thanks for watching this video. Hope you learn more about me. If you want to know my real name, my real age, already my age and probably my name too. I'm Richard. My name is Richard. I'm 22 years old. I dream of becoming a car mechanic, and I also dream of becoming maybe a gamer mechanic. If you know what I mean, like being a car mechanic and still play video games on YouTube on my free time. But yeah, that's not gonna happen yet, at least. Maybe if I get the job as a car mechanic, I can record on my job. Be like, hey, this is car mechanic again. I'm gonna fix. This is how you do it. You fix it. Their oil is spilling out. You need to close that in. And if you're going under this car, you need to join me here. And what you have to do is you have to put on some glasses. Put your finger in front of your mouth, and you have to, in front of your nose and mouth, and have these glasses, and you need to use this. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I dream of becoming a car mechanic. That's what I'm going to school for in about next year. After the summer, I'm actually going to school. Well, my nose seems red, but it's not. When I sit back, it looks orange actually. Now it looks white, and now it's orange again. What? You can probably see it too. Looks pretty orange. Looks like I have ketchup and mustard on my nose. But if I don't get a place at school, I will then be actually placed out in a job, which is not a job that I get paid for, but it will be showing me how to do things, learn things, and then later get a job in that, and then get paid when I get a real job in that. After to learn me through these things. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and now I'm gonna end this stream. So thank you, and see you later. Maybe I should just make a schedule real quick. This is a new week. Yeah. I will be busy this week, but I will try to make at least one pixel art video, maybe one Doki Doki Literature Club video, not maybe, but definitely. Uh, and also maybe Pokemon Emerald, maybe. And what was I going to say? I don't remember what game was. I make another schedule video later, maybe. Or maybe I just write it down for myself and be like, hey, today we're going to play this. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm gonna end it now before it gets way too long. It's 2.5 hours. If you have been here for 2.5 hours, congratulations. Mwah, I love you. See you later. Bye bye. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.